Kids, get your popcorn out. Was that good?
That's pretty solid. That's pretty solid.
We'll keep him right here.
I was
with us.
transported to the movie. Hey everyone, this is the very first Almost Adulting movie review. And as you can tell by our guest star right here in the middle,
we want to share our thoughts and feelings about the new Thor movie, Love and Thunder.
So definitely one of the movies I was probably most excited for, both of us, I think.
Yeah.
It felt like a long time since the last one. We're usually there, like opening weekend for most Marvel movies. I feel like you have to, or else things get spoiled very fast online.
Yeah.
So it's out of necessity, more than anything.
I feel like this movie was one of the more anticipated movies for me this year, so I was really excited for it, like, for months now.
You saw that censored trailer, you're like, I need to see that Thor butt.
Anything with Thor.
Also had your girl Tessa Thompson and Natalie Portman.
The return of Natalie Portman as
the mighty Thor. The queen is back to the Disney properties.
I saw this thing on Twitter, like Taika Waititi, he asked Natalie Portman if she wanted to do a Star Wars film with him. And wasn't it like, I've already been in Star Wars. I'm dead in Star Wars.
One of the main characters. It's not like a side character. You get like recast.
Anyways, back to Thor, Love and Thunder. There was a lot I liked and a lot I didn't like. I don't know how you felt in that sense.
I think I felt the same way. I think the whole internet kind of feels kind of mixed reviews. It's one of the lowest, if not the lowest, Rotten Tomatoes score, at least in a while.
Yeah, right now it's at 66 or 67% on Rotten Tomatoes, but the audience score is like 80%, which is pretty good.
Yeah. I usually do trust the audience score more, but I was in the audience. I did not give it an 80%.
You know, obviously the first people that see the film are going to be the most harsh critics of any movie. So I feel like that score is kind of hard to trust sometimes. But when it comes to this movie, I feel like it's pretty fair. I would personally give it like 75%, maybe a little bit higher than a D.
Yeah, I think I'm in the same range, probably like a 6 to 7, so 60 to 70. And it really depends, like what people are critiquing. I haven't really read too much. Like I kind of ignore that stuff before I go in, and then I kind of just make my own opinion. Yeah, I think from what I've seen, people have a little issue with like the humor and like the lightheartedness, like the whole character. I mean, it's hard to like take parts of it because that's just like the style and the writing.
Yeah, that's Taika Waititi's, like, that's his theme.
Yeah, and I feel like it works, but in some movies like this one, like I feel like he writes his own sense of humor onto every single person. So it's like everybody's doing an impression of Taika, and it just doesn't land the same without like the accent and like the cadence and timing.
I feel like it started off really good. Like all the jokes were really funny, and like I was having a good time watching it and having fun. And then it was kind of like, okay, he's really like trying to push it on everyone, like the humor. Like at one point, like halfway through the movie, things weren't funny anymore, and I was just like, damn, like I was having a good time. Like what happened?
Yeah, I feel like it's just like no punchline. It's all just in the way things are being said that it's supposed to be like funny. But it just kind of like wears you down.
Yeah.
Like halfway through. There were parts that I really enjoyed, like parts that were like standouts. Obviously, he's a great director, like visually and like stylistically. So places where we didn't mention this in the beginning, but minor spoilers. There's parts that were shown in the trailer, like where it's like full black and white. And that's something that's like very cool and very unique. Where like Marvel movies have these moments where they have great directors and that shines through every once in a while, but they still have like that cookie cutter kind of Marvel style.
I like the scene where the city where the gods lived. What is it called?
Omnipotent City.
Got it.
We got
You
it.
got it.
We got it. Behind the scenes, there was some trouble. But
Omnipotence. Is that good?
yeah.
Oh, yes.
That's perfect.
Okay.
We're
Overthinking it. Yeah.
for sure.
Well, that scene, I really liked it because it was really colorful. It was funny. I thought Russell Crowe's portrayal of Zeus was really funny. That was something I really enjoyed about the movie. He was hilarious.
Yeah, I think the side characters really stood out the most in this movie. Like you have Russell Crowe as Zeus, Matt Damon as Loki.
Oh, that's right.
I just totally
Yeah.
blanked on his name.
And then the Hemsworth brother.
The Hemsworth brother.
Because he's in Westworld. What's his name? Eric? That's not a name.
I'm sorry. Third Hemsworth brother. The oldest one, too. Like he always gets like the worst end of the stick. He's the oldest one.
Poor guy.
I want to say it's Luke.
We just sound terrible right now.
We'll put it right here. We'll put a picture. We'll put his name. We'll all get to know him and his whole
I'll put a
career.
bunch of pictures of him.
Yeah, him, and then obviously Christian Bale as Gore.
Yeah.
That was probably my favorite character of the whole movie. I mean,
Oh, really? Oh, wow. I thought I was going to get something negative about him. Cool.
I mean, that's totally fair.
Because I feel like other movies with him, you don't really like him.
Christian Bale.
Yeah, like the... Okay, we won't get to this. The Batman, Christian Bale.
I like Christian Bale's Batman movies. I love the movies. I don't think he's a good Batman.
All right. I think he's a good Batman.
It's great writing, but I love Christian Bale. Christian Bale's like such a great actor.
Yeah, he really like gets into his character, and he's like very serious about it, which I don't know. I feel like you don't see a lot.
Yeah, when you have wonderful actors who are like award-winning actors who kind of buy into being a villain in a superhero movie is what it is, and to be able to go all in every role is like it elevates it.
I want to talk about like the details of like the way he looked in the movie. I thought was really, really good. Like it's so random, but like the texture of his skin, his makeup, like his mouth, like how they did the makeup like in his mouth, his teeth. I thought it like everything about that was really cool. But I hate to say it, but like some parts of his acting were kind of like, stop doing that, stop doing that. Okay, why are you doing that? Stop doing that.
Like in a creepy way or like a...
Like, you're kind of gross and you're not doing a good job at it.
I feel like that's almost a compliment. Like, it's not gross. Not good at being gross, but...
Yeah, okay, maybe
don't
that was
know.
a stupid comment.
No, I mean, when you're trying to be gross and you're not gross, I guess you did a bad job. Yeah, I feel like it fell a little bit flat, and I think people are complaining a little bit, just because that trope of like a villain who's kind of empathetic and who's kind of a good guy, like all intents and purposes, he was like a good dad, kind of found a sword and became a villain somehow, and still ended up being kind of an okay guy at the end. It's not completely interesting. I think a lot of people wanted him to be like even worse, like more villainous. People like were skeptical of the design too. Like if you've seen a picture of like the character, he looks more like Davy Jones or something.
Oh, really?
Or it would have required like more prosthetics.
So, multi-million-dollar movie didn't really make up to look like one.
I mean, you pay Christian Bale millions of dollars, you want to see Christian Bale and his acting.
But with like his character development, I feel like they didn't give enough time to like build up. Like he just went straight from, being a nice, loving dad whose daughter died and just jumping straight to like this evil, terrible, God slayer.
Yeah. I mean, you do get the reasoning. You get like kind of the cop out, like the sword makes the person evil. And then
boom.
It doesn't really
like
go much from there, like character wise. They definitely have better villains. People like Killmonger, like Black Panther.
Hella.
Yeah.
What?
I mean, I'm talking like full inspiration for why they're villainous. Like just all time.
Oh yeah, she literally has none.
She's just kind of like.
I'm the older sister.
Yeah, that's pretty much exactly what it is.
I really enjoyed the first two Thor movies. I know a lot of people don't like Thor: The Dark World. Um, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was like scary and fun at the same time. I like something I like about Taika Waititi's directing is he makes Thor more like warm and funny and like softer almost.
Yeah, definitely more, I guess, relatable compared to like the first one is very, I don't know, stoic and kind of Shakespearean is probably like the best description for it.
He definitely looks really soft. Can't wink.
But just yeah, so just in comparison, like you have him in the first one versus now, where he's wearing
Leather.
Guardians of the Galaxy like leather sleeveless jackets and things, versus the first one he was very like godly and royal. But I really did appreciate like all of the style choices they made early on. Like they had a lot of like Dutch angles, trying to make it look like a comic book because it was still early in the MCU, and directors kind of didn't know or they weren't told exactly how to make the movie like they probably are now. So even if you look further back to older movies, superhero movies like Hulk with Eric Bana or Blade, things like that, that weren't kind of confined to the style choices that they're in now. I mean, obviously Disney kind of limits some of the things that they could do, but it felt a little bit more unique. And even though like Taika Waititi makes it colorful and like more bright and adds like a different sense of humor, I feel like it's not as creative as it could be. It kind of just relies on kind of like lazy writing a little bit is what it comes down to. So, and I feel like a lot of people kind of left the theater like, oh, it's enjoyable. That was fun. Like, what's next after this Thor movie? Obviously, there's like the teaser credit as usual. Like something
Hercules.
with Hercules, the guy from that one movie on Apple TV. So
Oh yeah.
that was totally unexpected. I don't want from Ted Lasso. Boom, right there. I'm not a soccer fan, but I still haven't gone around to that. Yeah, they have that, and then Natalie Portman coming back.
What'd you think about that?
I didn't know what to think. I'm like, I kind of figured she would come back, and she's a popular actress, popular character, and I was surprised that they kind of took a pretty substantial storyline in comic books and cut it down to one movie, which was kind of bare bones. I think, that's how I feel. I feel,
Meh.
meh. Like I saw something earlier, like right before we filmed this, that like Phase 4, so everything after Endgame, so since Endgame is about the same length as everything leading up to Endgame. I feel like I really try to defend like MCU and like superhero movies as art because they're creative and they're important like storytelling tools. Like I always like equate them to I don't know, like old folklore movies and mythological stories, just because that's like these are the characters we aspire to be. So on a higher level, they are art, but at a certain point, you have a lot of filler, which kind of pushes people away, and it makes it harder for people to kind of jump in at some point.
But I don't know what's left for Marvel. Like, what else is supposed to happen? Like, people are expecting so much from the whole franchise. It's ridiculous sometimes.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
It's very
can't
hard.
compare to Endgame. It's like, okay, what else do what else do you want? They're not gonna give you Endgame multiple times.
But yeah, I feel like that's the problem that they kind of ran into. Like up until Endgame, there was very tight like storyline. We're going from like here to here, and it was pretty easy to follow. But now, once you had like a big event, you could only have a huge event like that story wise, but also like logistically to keep all of those characters and stuff like in one movie. That was such a hard thing for them to do, like budget wise and scheduling wise. That's a pain. But you see, like in the TV shows, they kind of branch out and tell, like in Miss Marvel, they're kind of doing like their own thing, and it's tied in, and it'll obviously be tied into the Marvels movie. but you feel like it's telling kind of its own run. It feels more like comic books, where things kind of happen like perpendicularly, right? Parallel is the word. They happen in parallel versus happening like step by step. So it feels like a lot, and I know I just complain about it feeling like a lot. And I feel the same way about comic books too. It's so overwhelming. If you go back and try to watch like read one full arc, you end up going across several different issues and runs, and it's really difficult. Like I was just talking to my dad, or I texted him. He was asking me what he should watch before the Doctor Strange movie,
Mm.
and it was my description was so bad. I was just like, so you could watch these TV shows and this movie, and like even some of this old Netflix show if you want to, or you could watch like one episode of What If, and you could kind of like just feel it out. And
WandaVision.
WandaVision is like a must, but even then, like that's a lot to ask.
It's like, okay, then when do I get to watch the movie?
You have to watch like almost 10 hours of stuff before you watch the movie to like fully get a grasp of things, obviously. But like, how do you jump into Thor: Love and Thunder? I mean,
I feel like you could just, well,
like you could watch it and enjoy it as something kind of like cool, but to like fully get every single thing that's referenced and all of these like storylines, and it's a lot.
yeah. Definitely watch the first two Thors, or the first three, sorry.
Yeah, I mean, you have like first three Thor movies, Guardians of the Galaxy movies,
Yeah.
to figure out like who are those people, and then who is like what
Why
is their
is he on a
relationship
spaceship?
between. Yeah, it's a lot. I feel like we're getting a little off track, but
Just a little bit. It's okay.
I liked the movie.
Period.
I'm glad I went.
Period.
But when you compare like the barrier to entry for something like Thor: Love and Thunder to something like Top Gun Maverick, which we also saw like the same day, I don't know what that look is. But what I'm saying is like we went into Top Gun Maverick and we watched Top Gun, sort of. Like
I fell asleep multiple times
She-
because it was really boring.
she was asleep
But-
most of the time.
Top Gun Maverick, so good.
Yeah, great
It was so
experience.
good.
The original Top Gun is so bad. So bad. It didn't age well at all.
But like you need to know the plot of that one, kinda.
It's
No?
not worth it.
Okay.
It's not worth going back. Just read it on Wikipedia and listen to the soundtrack and you got it. But something like that where people could walk in and not need to know really much of anything, that it kind of summarizes the whole story in one movie, and that was just an awesome experience that people were like at the edge of their seat watching. It was very tense, and that was, I don't know, that's why I enjoy going to watch movies in the movie theater, and that's why I feel like people still feel connected to going to movie theaters, because they could. I just have like the Nicole Kidman ad playing in my head.
We come to this place. What?
Oh God, I'm just trying to like.
Whenever she just comes on screen, I just totally mute her. Like, can't even listen. So I don't even know what she says
Yeah.
anymore.
I felt myself going into the speech of like, oh God,
We come
That's
to
so
this
awful.
place for laughter.
heartbreak feels good in a place like this. And then she has like the beam behind her. Oh God, such a good commercial. But I don't know why they play commercials in the theater. I'm there watching a movie. You don't need to convince me. But you get like those experiences where it's kind of like special versus when people feel kind of it's a compulsive need to go watch the next Marvel movie, and that's when people are gonna start like getting burned out. Not me though. I'll be there.
Me too.
I'll be there every weekend.
I'll be right next to you. What'd you think about the ending of the movie?
It took me a second to think about what the ending even was.
Well, you know,
He beats the villain. Oh, he has a kid now, which is really weird. I don't know how they're gonna continue that plot line. I'm definitely interested.
I thought it was so weird. Like, I was like, is this really happening? Did they really script this whole scene? I was kind of disappointed.
Yeah, definitely weird. Definitely weird. There was that one scene where the little girl was like cut somebody in half with her bunny. I don't know. Like there was like good humor and things that like actually made me laugh. Overall, like what would you give it a solid score if you had?
Out of 10?
Yeah, out of 10. I feel like this is what the whole video is about. They want to know.
I'll give 7.1. It's like, or 7. Solid 7. That's my answer. What's yours?
6.5. 6.5. No hesitation.
That's pretty good rating.
Yeah, I liked it. It was okay. Average movie. Would I watch it again? Maybe if it was on TV and there was nothing else on. Would I go out of my way to watch it again? Like, even compared to different Marvel movies? No. No way.
So
I would watch Doctor Strange 2. I'd watch Spider-Man No Way Home.
So let me ask you, how would you rank the Thor movies now?
I'll start from 4 to 1.
Like least
Yeah.
to best? Or
Favorite.
worst to best?
Worst to best. I'll do Thor: The Dark World, Thor: Love and Thunder, Thor. Wait, no. Go back. Thor: The Dark World, Thor: Love and Thunder. Am I in the same spot?
Your least favorite? 3, 2, 1.
My favorite one's Thor, for sure.
First one.
Okay, yeah, that's what I was trying to get to. I like Love and Thunder more than I like Ragnarok. I'm putting that Ragnarok on the bottom.
Number 4? Ragnarok? For real?
I'm so confused. Okay, here we go. Final answer. Thor: Love and Thunder.
That's number 4?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thor: The Dark World. Thor: Ragnarok. Thor. Locked in.
Okay. Let me think. I liked your order. I think I agree with yours.
I don't even think
I don't-
I agree with mine.
I don't even remember yours now.
It'll be on the screen.
Well, okay. I think the first one and Ragnarok are tied. Love and Thunder and The Dark World are tied. Can I
That's
do
a
that?
good answer. Yeah, that's fair.
Could go 1 and 2. Get 2 rankings. Tied.
Yeah, I feel like I definitely like Ragnarok more than Love and Thunder, and I definitely like the first Thor more than the second Thor. So,
Is there anything missing that like we should have talked about the movie? Like feelings or anything?
no, but just an Easter egg for people who like Easter eggs. If you've ever seen like the short film with Thor and his roommate is in Thor: Love and Thunder as the tour guide, Daryl the tour guide, and this is the stuff I pay attention to in the movie.
And I pay attention to Thor's butt. We want to know what you guys thought of Thor: Love and Thunder, so let us know in the comments if you liked it, if you didn't like it, what you liked, what you didn't like about the movie.
0 to 10, 0 to 100, and then A to F. Let us know exactly what you thought. If you liked our video, feel free to like and subscribe. We'll probably do more of these movie reviews. We're at the movies all the time. Thank you, AMC A-List.
We are enjoying our benefits.
Yes, $5 off every 1,000 points or something. Discounts on Tuesdays.
Wait, discount on Tuesdays? Don't we get 3 free movies a week? So those don't even apply?
If you buy your friends' tickets, you get
discounts. Okay.
discounts.
Never knew what that meant until right now, I guess. Yes, so like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.
All right.
Bye.